All right. So, welcome again to LeBron's Legacy. As you can see, my man Carter and my man Mike, we have Carter with the background of the GOAT, not the baby goat, but the GOAT in the background as he submits his legacy in these playoffs. What he did last night was phenomenal. How he does it at close to 40 was phenomenal. We are looking at how and why he is considered the greatest of all time. Not that surpassing Michael Jordan, who was also a GOAT. However, we want to get your opinion, Carter, on the greatness and the GOATness of King LeBron James. And the floor is yours. Mike, you there, brother?
Well, yeah, most definitely.
All right. So, Carter, the floor is yours, brother.
Carter here. You know, now my reasons on why he is the GOAT is simply put, LeBron James has had four Hall of Fame careers in one career. His first stint at Cleveland, when he made it to the finals and lost to the Spurs. Mind you, everybody talk about how they got swept, but the margin of victory for those games was 3 to 5 points. They was in every game from 2003 to 2010. That was his first stint at Cleveland. From 2010 to 2014, Miami Heat. We all know that, Brian. Four finals appearances, two rings. That's a Hall of Fame career within itself. From 2014 to 18, I believe he had 4 more years with Cleveland. Yes, 4 more years with Cleveland, four more finals appearances, one ring, one of the greatest rings. He brought Cleveland a ring and came back on the dominant Warriors, 73 and whatever Warriors. You know, that team that was better than Jordan, so they say. He beat them, came back from down 3-1 in the finals, never been done. And then his stint with the Lakers. He achieved 40,000 points. He achieved 11,000 rebounds. He achieved 11,000 assists. And he brought a ring to Lakers. That within itself is a Hall of Fame career. And simply put, that's why LeBron is the GOAT. Who's done that? Every team he's been on, he got a ring. Every team he's been on, if you could just take those stints, those four stints I just said, and put them by themselves and stack them up against other Hall of Famers, and or not stack them up against other Hall of Famers, mind you, make them four different people. All four of those people would get in the Hall of Fame.
You know what, Carter? There's a reason why I'm wearing his Hawaiian shirt. I'm wearing this because when I saw the game last night, I said to myself, I'm gonna see LeBron in Cancun on Friday. And I still may see him on Friday in Cancun. They got three more games to prove his legacy. They have three more games to, one, make history again, and two, get that thumb out of D'Angelo Russell's behind and do what he did last game. Even better, we're paying you this money to do your job. Torian Prince,
Do your
Rui
job.
Hashimura, Stone Cold Reeves Austin 315. It's time for you to get that thumb out your behind and get to work. Torian Prince, Spencer Twindle Diddy, whatever his name is, it's time to get the thumb out your behind. So I will ask you this question. If LeBron makes this miraculous comeback and beats Denver, how do you see him in a road going towards his playoffs?
If hypothetically, if LeBron beat Denver, let's say they came back, it might be over for them again. I don't see them winning a ring only because now LeBron won't view it this way, but everybody else will view it as, yeah, we finally beat them. Like that'd be their, you know what I mean, big hooray. You know what I mean? We got them. Championship Denver. championship Denver team. We beat them first round, took them out. Now LeBron's gonna look at it like, okay, that's just one. That's the first round. So what? We got more to play. But everybody else will kind of see it as their championship. So I don't see them winning it all, but I do see them making a nice run. You get Denver out in the first round, that opens some doors for you. But I think it's a lot of teams out there that's just young and hungrier than the Lakers. So why I see them making a run, I don't see I don't see a finals appearance. They won't make the finals. I couldn't tell you who would put them out, but I just don't. I feel like they now when this team was first assembled, it was assembled to make a championship run. They like, yeah, we're gonna run it back with the same team because we made the run last year to the Western Conference Finals. We're gonna run it back with the same team, add some few pieces. But you got to think the pieces we added didn't quite work out like we thought they would. You know, why Prince has came up big, he's come up short in a lot of games. God, what's his name? What's his name from Duke? Ah, I can't. I'm having.
You talking about for
He
the
came from.
Lakers?
Yeah, he came from Portland,
Oh, you talking about
the wing player.
yeah, you talking about Hatchimura?
I can't think of his name. I'm having a brain fart.
What position
But the
is he
people,
a shoot? Does he play on the wing or does he play down low?
he play on the wing. He had three.
Torian Prince? No, not him.
It's
Because I'm
I can't think of his name. He played for Duke, man. I'm mad. I can't think of his name. I'm a Duke fan. The people know who it is though, but he didn't pan out the way he was supposed to pan out because although he's had a bad stint, people seen flashes of his greatness and they thought like, well, maybe we can get it going with the Lakers. You know what I mean? And maybe we can get him on the right track because he's just not been put in the best situation. Portland was in a rebuild, so what'd you expect? You know what I mean?
Well,
But
Carter, here's the
them
thing.
pieces didn't pan out to run it back like they wanted to.
Carter, here's the thing, man, and LeBron, he is the greatest as far as from an Ohio standpoint. You know what I mean? You're coming from Columbus, Aaron's coming from Cincinnati. We're all coming from Columbus. But I would say to help you out, LeBron has the best resume of all time, if you want to say that. But as far as the GOAT, no way. In fact, I don't even think LeBron makes it on Mount Rushmore. I don't even think he's top four all time, to be honest with you. I got his jersey right here, Carter. I got his jersey, number 6. But here's the problem that we have with LeBron or whatever. LeBron is a player where he took 10 steps forward, but then he took steps backwards. The thing is, people look at it like LeBron played on 3 teams, okay? To be the all-time great, you have to play on 1, maybe 2 teams, whatever. But he requested trades to go to play with the best players at that time. So currently, Carter, Anthony Davis has been with the Lakers for 5 years, I think it's been 4 or 5 years. And Anthony Davis is, with his time at the Lakers, he's been consistently a top 5 talent, whether people agree with me or not. So LeBron has had literally all-star teams, Carter. So hold on a second. So the reason why a lot of people feel that LeBron isn't the GOAT is because when he was with the Cavs, the first stint, like you said, those first 6 or 7 years, yes, at that time, he was considered, the GOAT at that time because he was the lone lion. He was the only pretty much all-star on that team, whatever. When he went to Miami, Dwayne Wade was top 3, or with Bosh, that was arguably the best team at that time. Then when he went back to Cleveland, Cleveland had every player that was a starter when LeBron James in 2016 or 15, when he went back to Ohio or Cleveland, um, the point guard was a number one pick from Duke. You know, you talk about Duke a lot. Kyrie Irving was a number one pick. Okay. Andrew Wiggins, who LeBron traded off, was a number.
Trash.
He was a number one pick. It
So
doesn't.
that means Cleveland was doing horrible before LeBron got there because they had
Carter.
they had number one picks.
Well, Carter, that was his trade value. You know, LeBron, like I said before, like LeBron, you know, that was his value. So the Cavs had worked it out to where Kyrie Irving was number one, Andrew Wiggins was a number one coming out of, I think, Canada.
But when they got Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins, LeBron was balling in Miami. It was because Cleveland was at the bottom of the barrel.
Right,
They was getting lottery picks because they was only winning 20 games a season.
Right, but Carter, what I'm saying is when he was with the Heat should have won 3 championships back to back to back. But whatever, it didn't happen. They got 2 out of 4, or he played 4 seasons. When he looked up and he looked in Ohio, he said, "Man, Kyrie Irving's number one pick. Andrew Wiggins is a number pick." They had this guy named Dion Waiters who was drafted from Syracuse, number 3. Which, if
I get what you're saying, but they was trash.
Right,
Kyrie was the only one Cleveland had.
Right, but what I'm saying is that team, they were puppies. They were young at that time. But what I'm trying to say is, Dion Waiters was a top 3 pick. I don't think Dion Waiters was that good to be drafted number 3. I think maybe number 6 or something like that. But when you're drafted number 3, you're pretty much a number 1 pick. So what I'm trying to say, and then they had another player who you guys probably don't remember. He played at UNLV.
He was a bum.
What was his name again, Aaron? You remember his name?
Anthony something.
Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett. That was probably the worst decision Cleveland could ever make.
Well, the thing is, because he came from UNLV at 6'9", they kind of looked at him as he had some LeBron potential, but they kind of looked at him as like a Larry Johnson, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of looked at him as a guy who had superior build. He was muscular. He could just kind of like reminiscent of LeBron. But either way, they had like 5 number 1 picks. That Cleveland team had 5 number 1 picks. When LeBron came back to Ohio, he got Kevin Love. Like, the reason why people, to make this whole thing short for people who don't really know basketball, LeBron customizes his team. Nobody in the history of NBA, not even Michael Jordan, said, "I'm going over there because you have this guy, and let's bring in this guy." Like, LeBron is the coach, the GM, and he is the owner of the team, basically.
And that's what makes him great. Because look what happened to those. No, seriously, look what happened to those teams when LeBron left. The first stint in Cleveland, LeBron left. What happened to Cleveland? They went from a 65-win team to no playoffs. Miami, they went from the best team in the East to the worst team when LeBron left. And Cleveland the second time. They just getting back from LeBron leaving. Because they just now got Cleveland. When LeBron came back to Cleveland, they went to 4 straight finals. Granted, they only won 1. The Warriors had their number. But they are just now getting to the playoffs from LeBron leaving Cleveland again.
And look at the help LeBron had in Cleveland. Come on, man. Hennessy, J.R. Smith. You had Kyrie Irving, which he left, at that point. He built it. Kevin Love was injury prone, but shockingly enough, they won the title. They had Gumby looking Iman Shumpert. They had Grandpa Richard Jefferson.
Channing Frye. Mike Miller.
Like, they had, Mike Miller. I mean, come on, man. They had all these shooters. Didn't they have Shane Battier at one? I don't know if he had Shane Battier.
Yeah, he was in Miami.
That's what I was saying. He was in Miami. But that's what I'm saying though. He wins with people that don't have any type of business being in
So
that conversation. And he don't, it's like Jordan
exactly.
back in
He takes
'96. Right. Jordan '96,
he
he had Pippen, Robin, and that was it. Come on, man. Like
oh stop it.
Pippen,
Sure.
Pippen, Rodman,
That
who
team
can't shoot a free throw to save his
and
life or a jump shot. Come on, man.
hey, name one of LeBron's teams that won 60 games without him. Because them Bulls won 60 without Jordan. They won 60 without Jordan. None of Bron's teams did that.
Yep. Oh
None
yeah,
of them.
yeah. The Bulls
When
won 60
LeBron
games
leave,
without Jordan. Yeah.
when LeBron leave, it is a wrap.
Well, Carter,
Hey.
to be honest with you, and again, I like LeBron James. I'm just gonna tell you the real deal. Here's the thing. What makes somebody a GOAT? It's all opinionated. You can look at it. Some people might say to beat a GOAT, you have to be like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was the most influential. Allen Iverson made everybody get the tattoos, the cornrows, the sleeve. So some people say, well, is LeBron the most influential? What is LeBron's signature move? He has none. So that's one of the things that people, when they say who is the greatest of all time, who is the most influential. So that's one thing you got to consider. Also, number two, when you look at the greatest or whatever, LeBron's been to, and again, I'm just saying what Stephen A. and everybody else, Skip Bayless will say. LeBron has been to the championship how many times? He's been to the finals, what, 10 times, 12 times, and he's only came out 4 times with the ring.
Bro,
So how can
real quick to rebuttal that. Let me rebuttal that real quick. Some people will spend 15 years in the lead and never get to the finals once. It's an accomplishment in itself just to get there.
No, of course. But if we're talking about the greatest fisherman of all time, if we go on a boat, Carter, and we throw out our line, and say we are out there, all day, and we got 15 catches, and we only get 3 in the boat. We can't be the best fisherman of all time.
What?
Man, you up here
How
talking
much did
about
them three
scripture.
weigh? How much did them 3 fish that you caught weigh? If you caught
Carter,
three,
he
if
bringing
you
up a
caught three
scripture.
50-pounders, then
Hey, Carter, he bringing up that follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. He bringing up that
yeah.
Bible scripture, right?
Today is Sunday, but like I said,
Yeah.
it's LeBron the greatest. It's all opinionated. I feel that LeBron is the greatest in our generation since 2000. You could say if you look at the last 20 years. But here's the thing, though, when you look at it, some people will argue Stephen Curry, with his jump shot, he surpassed in popularity. Stephen Curry was the most popular player, not so much in 2010,
Facts.
but in when you look at around 2015 to present, Stephen Curry is the most esteemed player. He passed LeBron. LeBron got off to a good
Yes,
start.
he was the face of the league. Yes.
So now we've never seen a player that's had this type of intensity. But again, when you're 6'8", over 250 pounds, and you understand you got to put money. LeBron spends $1 million a year in investing in his body. So is he the best? I can say, Carter, is LeBron is top 10 all time. That's the best I can say.
So who is your? Give me your top 4, because you said he's not even on Mount Rushmore, or you don't believe you didn't say he wasn't on Mount Rushmore. Let me clarify. You said he barely makes Mount Rushmore or something like that. So
I don't think he makes Mount Rushmore. Let me say this one thing real
So
quick.
who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, well, let me say this real quick or whatever. Michael Jordan wasn't the greatest basketball player of all time. Michael Jordan is considered the greatest because even Michael Jordan said, he said, look, I never played in every era. I never played in the Oscar era, the Dr. J, Will
That's a
Chamberlain.
cop out.
I'm saying that's what he said out of his mouth. He never played against. So to say Michael Jordan is the greatest, I can say that. Now I could say Michael Jordan is the greatest shooting guard in his position or the greatest guard of all time. I can say that. But to say that Michael Jordan, now I could say Michael Jordan was the most marketable of all time. And it says we got 10 more minutes left in the hangout. I could say Michael Jordan was the most profitable basketball player of all time. He was the most worldwide loved player of all time. But was Michael Jordan pound for pound the best player of all time? No. Did Michael Jordan score 100 points in the game? No. Did Michael Jordan break the backboard when he dunked? No. Like it's a lot. So everything is subjective when it comes to sports. That's why I like sports so much. That's why we got this channel Time for a Change going because it's all opinionated and everybody has their opinion. But I would say LeBron, he fits somewhere in that category as far as the greatest of all time. Is he the GOAT in my opinion? No. If you want to break it down to LeBron versus Jordan debate, that's a whole different thing too, whatever. I don't
Because Mike, I don't mean to interrupt, Mike, but you got to look at it at different aspects. Are you talking about the
exactly.
greatest in points or greatest in championships or greatest
Exactly.
Yeah,
defense?
because
You got to look at them all aspects.
there's no way even in in anybody in the world, it's all subjective. I get it, but I don't care who you are. There's no way in hell LeBron is not 1, 2, or 3 in anybody's rankings. When
Because there's so
you
much
speak of the
aspects when you're
greatest
looking
of
at the
all
greatest
time,
of all time. Yeah, that's you're looking
yes,
at them all them aspects.
When
Like
like
Jordan was,
there's no
he can
way
score the
he's
most.
not top 3
when
in
Carter
anybody's. I
Carter
don't care where you put him.
Carter
He's in the top 3.
Carter
Period.
the thing about it, they say a lot of old heads or people who are older, they say that this era of NBA basketball, guys are soft or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this is pretty much a contactless era right now where you can't even hit a person on the arm.
They was playing football back then, man.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So my thing is like,
They wasn't even playing basketball.
so
You
that's what
gotta
I'm saying.
have
Look at
talent.
the '90s bad boys, man. What
So
half of them should have been
Yeah,
arrested.
so
yeah.
here's my thing that if you ask me, was LeBron or could have LeBron been the best of all time? The answer is yes. In my personal opinion, LeBron could have been the best of all time if he would have stayed in Cleveland and brought talent to him and he never left Cleveland.
They didn't do it.
No, listen,
They would do it.
Carl, listen to what I'm saying. If he would have went and stayed in Cleveland and like look at Joel Embiid. This is a good example. Look at Joel Embiid right now. Okay, you know about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has had no help since even when Ben Simmons was playing with Philadelphia. The last 5 years, Joel Embiid has been a slave in the plantation. I mean,
How's that working out for you?
Joel Embiid, that one season, I think it was a 2016 when they played against Toronto, and Kawhi Leonard hit the shot and the ball danced on the rim, and then Toronto won
And
the
that was the
championship.
ugliest crying face ever.
That was Joel Embiid's
Ooh, man.
championship
That's what I'm
right
saying.
there.
Joel Embiid. Yeah.
Joel Embiid has now. I'm not saying it has to be like this to be considered the greatest. I'm just saying that when you talk about the greatest of, you have to have a dark time in your career where it feels like you want to quit. Like Joel Embiid literally, and this is why I say I'm kind of going all over the place with my greatness right now, but this is why it goes to the who's better, Joker or Embiid, because Embiid has had no help. I mean, Ben Simmons was a good player, but he was no all-star talent.
And if
Um,
Joel
then,
could leave, he would.
I
then
would have.
then you look at the guy Jimmy Butler was there for a second, but then he went to Miami. Now you look at it, Joel Embiid's got this guy named Maxey who he's emerging. You got Maxey, but when you look at it, Joel Embiid don't have nobody that he can square up and say like LeBron when LeBron had Anthony Davis, when LeBron had Dwayne Wade, Bosh, LeBron James,
But it's
Kyrie Irving.
and
Like
and Joel's not winning with nobody neither. Like you're just stating the point that it takes a team. This is a
no,
team
Joel
sport.
Embiid. No,
It
Joel
takes
Embiid.
guys.
No, Carter. Joel Embiid had 50 points. That game that they played the other night, Joel Embiid
But
by himself
he
scored
ain't he
50.
ain't got no ring though.
Right, but Carter.
So him being loyal to the Sixers ain't got him one of these.
Right, but what I'm saying is, Joel. If you listen to Joel Embiid's interview, Joel Embiid, he had his head down. It was man, I felt sorry for the guy. He had his head down.
Everybody felt sorry for him, Mike. I mean, but that's the thing, like how Damian Lillard felt when he played in Portland and was loyal to them for like 17
He,
dang
and
on
that's
years or whatever.
and that's what LeBron's seen. Like he
Yeah.
seen that he was being loyal to Cleveland and they wasn't getting him the help he needed.
I understand.
So he left.
I,
He
I
gave him 8 years.
I agree,
Yeah.
but Carter, what I'm saying is that Joel Embiid, if you listen to the interview, it was a really good interview. He said sometimes, and actually, if you're a sports enthusiast like myself, Joel Embiid was in that interview. Joel Embiid was subliminally saying, "I'm looking to get traded." Because what Joel Embiid said, he said, "Man, sometimes I feel like I want to quit." He said but I can't. He said I because you saw when he did the dunk off the backboard, he went on the ground with his leg on the ground. So like Joel Embiid said, he can't no matter what. He's got to keep going. It feels like he's running in the desert with no water. He's got to keep going. He's got to keep going. So when you're a champion, when you're the GOAT, there comes a time in your career that and as in life, sometimes it feels like I just want to give up, man. I want to quit. And that's what the people wanted LeBron. Not to say that we wanted the LeBron
He
to do.
didn't have that.
No, I'm saying they didn't LeBron, they wanted LeBron to have to do soul searching to say, you know what, man, like
He
um
didn't do that
no, he went to
I
Miami.
remember I remember the
because they
decision.
hated him.
I
They
remember.
hated him.
He went to
LeBron was
Miami. That season when
LeBron was the Joker. They hated him,
right,
Man.
that
and
season when
and that's when he did soul searching. That's why they won the championship because he realized being the villain, it wasn't it wasn't him. He embraced being the villain. That's why they
Yeah.
lost to the Mavs because they was
Mm,
clowning Dirk Nowitzki because LeBron was the bad guy. He had
yeah.
never been the bad guy.
And then that decision, Mike, you seen the decision. Everybody saw that decision where everybody looked at him burning jerseys in Cleveland,
Yeah,
right,
burning
right,
like posters of LeBron in Cleveland.
right,
Woo,
yeah.
that was ugly.
right,
That was ugly.
right. All I'm saying is that LeBron, again, LeBron is, I would say, nobody in the history of the NBA has had his type of
Scrutinism.
well, that too, but as far as the type of
Come to
the
Jesus
type of
moment.
like
We're Sunday, right?
like a type of like superhero type of situation where this guy like he just is like I don't know, man. It's like the only thing that could stop him is kryptonite or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So as far as his longevity and his overall accomplishments, despite on who he played with or how he got on three different teams, to me that's irrelevant. I feel that LeBron has had the best decorated career of all time. But as far as the greatest of all time, no Carter. He
even even his high school career was a Hall of Fame career. You know, he only lost 2 games,
oh yeah.
won a few states, and a national title in high
How
school.
How he's gonna lose games with that squad he had around him? Drew, what's his name?
You know, none of them
Something
went pro
Drew.
though. None of
Well,
them went
that's
pro
the
though.
crazy part. That's the crazy part.
Well, hey
But they were
guys,
good. They were good players.
hey guys,
They
this
was
is
good teammates.
Hey guys, this
There
is
you go.
we got a few more seconds to go. This probably will have to be part one of the LeBron conversation. Was he the greatest of all time? But we're running down on time right now, so we're gonna go ahead and end this Zoom call, and we'll pick this conversation up another time. Thank you, Aaron and Carter, for coming out, and thank you guys for watching this video. This is time for a change, and we'll be right back at you.
Appreciate
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
All
All
right.
right.
Go James.
Long live the king.